Welcome to JSR Maths Academy. This is the fifth part of our topic surds, and in this video we are going to discuss about these four important concepts, that is of conjugate surds and rationalizing factor, and third one is that square root of a quadratic surd, which is binomial. That means a quadratic surd which is having only two terms in it. So, and next fourth concept is that square root of trinomial quadratic surd. Okay, so these are the concepts that we are going to discuss. Now let us discuss about the first topic, that is of conjugate surds. Conjugate surds means what? Means the binomial surds which are having which are in the form of a plus root b and a minus root b. The binomial surds which are in the form of a plus root b and a minus root b are called as an conjugate surds. And here for a plus root b, a minus root b is a conjugate surd, and for a minus root b, this is a conjugate surd. That means each surd is called as a conjugate to one another. And if you observe this sum of these conjugate surds, what is the sum of conjugate surds? If I take a plus root b is one surd, and for this I am adding its conjugate surd, so that we are going to get as an a plus root b plus a minus root b plus a minus b will get cancelled, so that you get a rational number, that is 2a as a rational number. In the same manner, if you take a product of two conjugate sets, that is of a plus root b into a minus root b, this is in the form of, this product is in the form of a plus b into a minus b, and we know that a plus b into a minus b can be written as a square minus b square. So by using this formula, we can write a plus root b into a minus root b can be written as a square minus of root b the whole square. Then this can be written as a square minus b, which is again a rational number. That means if you observe this conjugate terms, that means this, if you observe this conjugate surds, the sum of two conjugate surds is a rational number, and the product of these conjugate surds is also a rational number. Okay, and let us take one example. What is the conjugate surd of 8 plus root 7? What is the conjugate surd of 8 plus root 7? That is of 8 minus root 7. The conjugate surd of 8 plus root 7 is 8 minus root 7. And if you add these two terms, if you add these two conjugate surds, we get 16, which is again a rational number. And even if you take the product of this 8 plus root 7 into 8 minus root 7, if you take the product, you get it as an 8 square minus root 7 the whole square, which is of 64 minus 7. 64 minus 7, that is of 57. Again a rational number. That means by this what we can conclude, the binomial surds which are in the form of a plus root b and a minus root b are said to be what? Conjugate surds to each other, and sum of two conjugate surds is a rational number, and product of two conjugate surds is also a rational number. And examples that we have discussed. Is it clear? Now let us go to the rationalizing factor. Let us go to the rationalizing factors. Next concept is that rationalizing factor. Okay, rationalizing factor. If the product of two surds is a rational number, then the two surds are said to be as rationalizing factors to each other. Let us see an example. If you take a root 5 and if you multiply it by root 4, what number you are going to get? You are going to get under root 4 into 5, that is a root 20, which is again an irrational number. So product of these two surds is not a rational. So these two are not rationalizing factors to each other. And if you multiply root 5 by root 5 again, you are going to get it as under root 25, which is of 5, which is a rational number. That means the product of these two surds is a rational number. Then these two are said to be the rationalizing factors to each other. And here you need to notice that one more important concept. Rationalizing factor of one surd is not unique. That means rationalizing factor of root 5 is not always one only. So that means a surd may have more than one rationalizing factor. That means if you take a second multiple of root 5, 2 into root 5, even if you multiply this also, you will get as 2 into under root 25, you get a 2 into 5, and this of 10, again rational. That means for root 5, we have another rationalizing factor as 2 into root 5. And for root 5 is one rational number, 2 into root 5 is a rational number, and 3 into root 5 is a rational number. Likewise, even if you take a 20 into root 5 is also rationalizing factor. That means you need to understand that rationalizing factor of a surd is not unique. Okay, so what is the definition of rational number? If the product of two surds is a rational number, then each of them is called as an rationalizing factors to each other. Okay, so here you need to understand one more important formula, that is a rationalizing factor of nth root of a is equal to a to the power of 1 minus 1 by n. So, sir, how to apply this formula? Means rationalizing factor of cubic root of 7 will be obtained as rationalizing factor of cubic root of 7 is equal to 7 to the power of 1 minus 1 by 3. That is of 7 to the power of 3 minus 1 by 3. That is equal to 7 to the power of 2 by 3. 7 to the power of 2 by 3. That means what is the rationalizing factor of this one? That is equal to cubic root of 7 square. Now let us discuss the one more important concept regarding the rationalizing factors. The rationalizing factor of root a plus root b is root a minus root b. The rationalizing factor of root a plus root b is root a minus root b. That means for root a plus root b, root a minus root b is a rationalizing factor. For root a minus root b, root a plus b is a rationalizing factor. And let us see one problem based on rationalizing. So let us take the question. Rationalize the denominator of 2 by under root of 2 plus root 3. 2 by under root of 2 plus root 3. So if you observe this, we have given with 2 by under root of 2 plus root 3. So here what we need to do? We need to rationalize the denominator. That means what? Means here if you observe this denominator is root 2 plus root 3, which is not a rational number. Then what they are asking us to do? They are asking us to do as a rational number. That means the process of making of an irrational as a rational is called as a rationalization. Okay, so how we are going to make this irrational denominator as a rational denominator? So to rationalize the denominator, we need to observe the rationalizing factor of the denominator. So what is the rationalizing factor of root 2 plus root 3? that is of root 2 minus root 3. The rationalizing factor of root 2 plus root 3 is root 2 minus root 3. So, if you get rationalizing factor of the denominator, now given number should be multiplied by and divided by the rationalizing factor of the denominator. That means this should be multiplied by the rationalizing factor of the denominator, that is of root 2 minus root 3 by and divided by root 2 minus root 3. On doing so, 2 into you can get it as an root 2 minus root 3 by it is in the form of root a plus root b into root a into root a plus root b into root a minus root b. That means this can be written as under root 2 square minus under root 3 square. Then if you observe this we can write it as an 2 into root 2 minus root 3 by 2 minus 3. That means square both will get cancelled. From this you can write it as 2 into root 2 minus root 3 by minus 1. Okay. Now if you observe the denominator, now whatever denominator that you got, this is the rational number. That means firstly they have given an irrational denominator and we made it as a rational denominator. The process of making of an irrational number as a rational number is called as rationalization. Okay. Now let us see one more important concept, that is of rationalizing factors. That means here the rationalizing factor of cubic root of a plus cubic root of b is equal to a to the power of 2 by 3 minus a to the power of 1 by 3 into b to the power of 1 by 3 plus b to the power of 2 by 3. Here if you observe this is similar to the one important formula in algebra, that is of a cube plus b cube is equal to a cube plus b cube is equal to a plus b of a square minus ab plus b square. It is similar to this one. Sir, how it is similar to this one? Means let us take one problem so that you can understand this better. So if you are asked to find the rationalizing factor of 5 to the power of 1 by 3 plus 5 to the power of minus 1 by 3 is that. If they have given like this. So how we are going to find out means, if you take to make this rational number, what we need to do, this denominator 3 should not be. So we need to take it as an whole cube and whole cube. So we should get that. That means if you suppose a is equal to 5 to the power of 1 by 3, b is equal to 5 to the power of minus 1 by 3. Now if you take for a into b, to get a power as 3 for individual terms of this, so this has to be multiplied, a plus b has to be multiplied by a square minus ab plus b square. That means to get the powers for the individual terms, power 3 to the individual terms of this, a plus b has to be multiplied by a square minus ab plus b square. Similar manner, if you take a rationalizing factor of 5 to the power of 1 by 3 plus 5 to the power of minus 1 by 3, you get as a 5 to the power of 1 by 3 whole square minus 5 to the power of 1 by 3 into 5 to the power of minus 1 by 3 plus 5 to the power of minus 1 by 3 whole to the power of square. Then this I can write it as 5 to the power of 2 by 3 minus 5 to the power of 1 by 3 into 5 to the power of minus 1 by 3. You get a cancellation, then you get 1 plus 5 to the power of minus 2 by 3. On doing this, you are going to get the rationalizing factor of this as a 5 to the power of 2 by 3 plus 5 to the power of minus 2 by 3 minus 1. Okay. This is the rationalizing factor of this one. Okay. Now, let me explain one more problem regarding it. Find the rationalizing factor of the find the rationalizing factor of 2 to the power of 1 by 3 plus 2 to the power of minus 1 by 3. Now it is in the form of a plus b. It is in the form of a plus b. To get but here if you observe this powers is 1 by 3. That means it is an irrational number. Okay, once you observe this, 2 to the power of 1 by 3 is what? It's a rational or irrational. This can be written as cubic root of 2, which is of an irrational number. That means these two terms are irrational. To make these two terms as a rational number, each term should be raised to the power of 3. Each term should be raised to the power of 3. So that what we have to do, we have to consider that it is in the form of AB. So to get a power as 3, AB has to be multiplied by A square minus AB plus B square. This is equal to A cube minus A cube plus B cube. So for that, here 2 to the power in the place of A, what we have? In the place of A, we have A to the power of 1 by 3. In the place of B, we can substitute 2 to the power of minus 1 by 3. So rationalizing factor of A plus B gives you A square minus AB plus B square. By using this formula, rationalizing factor of 2 to the power of 1 by 3 plus 2 to the power of minus 1 by 3 is equal to 2 to the power of 1 by 3 the whole square minus 2 to the power of 1 by 3 into 2 to the power of minus 1 by 3 plus 2 to the power of minus 1 by 3 the whole square. From this, we can write it as an 2 to the power of 2 by 3 minus 2 to the power of 2 by 3 into 2 to the power of minus 2 by 3. Both will be reciprocals to each other. So on multiplying them, you get a 1. On multiplying them, you get a 1 plus 2 to the power of minus 2 by 3. This is a rationalizing factor. This is a rationalizing factor of 2 to the power of 1 by 3 plus 2 to the power of minus 1 by 3. Now you may get a doubt on multiplying these two, whether you are going to get rational number or irrational number. Let us see. Okay, on multiplying this, 2 to the power of 1 by 3 plus 2 to the power of minus 1 by 3 into 2 to the power of 2 by 3. This I am writing as 2 to the power of 1 by 3 into 2 to the power of minus 1 by 3 plus 2 to the power of minus 2 by 3. Now, if you observe this, it is in the form of A plus B into A square minus AB plus B square. So this can be written as A cube plus B cube. Now, here what is A beta? A is equal to 2 to the power of 1 by 3. B is equal to 2 to the power of minus 1 by 3. So this we can write it as 2 to the power of 1 by 3 the whole cube plus 2 to the power of minus 1 by 3, 2 to the power of minus 1 by 3 the whole cube. That means 2 to the power of 3 by 3 plus 2 to the power of minus 3 by 3. So you get it as 2 to the power of 1 plus 2 to the power of minus 1. Then from this we can write it as 2. This we can write it as 2 plus 1 by 2, which is of 5 by 2, which is a rational number. That means these two are rationalizing factors to each other. In the similar manner, the rationalizing factor of A minus B, the rationalizing factor of A to the power of 1 by 3. So let me write it clearly. The rationalizing factor of cubic root of A minus cubic root of B is equal to A minus B of, or else I can write it as the rationalizing factor of cubic root of A minus cubic root of B can be written as A to the power of 2 by 3 plus A into B plus B to the power of 2 by 3. So what is the rationalizing factor of cubic root of a minus cubic root of b? That is equal to a to the power of 2 by 3 plus a to the power of 1 by 3 into b to the power of 1 by 3 plus b to the power of 2 by 3. This is the rationalizing factor of this one. So now let us see the square root of a quadratic surd. Square root of the quadratic surd. Quadratic surd. So square root of quadratic surd, which is having binomial. It is a binomial. Binomial means what? A quadratic surd which is having two terms. It is said to be what? Binomial quadratic surd. So let us take an example of a binomial quadratic surd. That is of 7 plus of 4 into root 3. This is an binomial quadratic surd. Now here, what is the general form of a binomial quadratic surd? Means a plus root b. A plus root b is a general form of binomial quadratic surd, and the square root of this will be in the form of under root of x plus under root of y. Okay. So if you want to find out the square root of any number of binomial quadratic surd, you need to suppose its square root is in the form of a under root of x plus root y. So on applying square, now we need to apply squaring on the both sides, and applying squaring on the both sides, this we can write it as a now on squaring on both sides, we can write it as an under root of a plus root b the whole square is equal to under root x plus under root y the whole square. Then here square and square root both will get cancelled. Now this I can write as an a plus root b is equal to, it is in the form of a plus b whole square, and elaborating it, this I can write it as an x under root x the whole square plus under root y the whole square plus 2 into root x into root y. Now this I can write as an x plus y plus 2 root xy. Now here this is a rationalizing factor. Sorry, this is rational term. This is a rational term. Now in this, what is rational term? In this we have rational term as a. That means we need to compare x plus y is equal to a, and on comparing irrational coefficients, root b is equal to 2 root xy. By on comparing it, you are going to get x and y values, so that you are going to get a square root of a given number. So excuse me. Let us see one problem on based on a square root of an binomial quadratic surd. That is of finding square root of 7 plus 4 root 3. So it is in the form of a plus root b. So I can write it as a square root of 7 plus 4 root 3. It is in the form of under root x plus under root 5. So on applying squaring on the both sides, this I can write as 7 plus 4 root 3 the whole square. 7 plus 4 root 3 the whole square can be written as under root x plus under root y the whole square, and applying squaring on both sides. So now what we can write? This we can write it as an square and square root both will get cancelled. 7 plus 4 root 3 can be written as x plus y plus 2 root xy. Now if you compare the rational terms, you get x plus y is equal to 7. Now if you take the irrational on comparing irrational numbers, 4 root 3 is equal to 2 root xy. From these, you can write it as a now 2 root 3 is equal to root xy. On sending this 2 to inside the square root, so we can write it as a root xy can be written as root xy. We can write it as an under root of 2 square into 3. That is under root 4 into 3. That is root 12. Now that means root xy we got it as an root 12. That means you got x into y got as an 12. Now if you observe this, we need to select the two numbers. That means we need to write the two numbers whose sum is 7 and product is 12. That means we need to find out the values of x and y such that x plus y is equal to 7 and x into y is equal to 12. That means if you take two numbers, that sum of that two numbers will be 7 and product should be 12. So if you take such that you need to take a x and y values so that you are going to x and y. So we can take the factors of this 12 as a 4 into 3. So whose sum is 7 and product is 12, so that you get x is equal to 4 and y is equal to 3. So square root of these 7 plus 4 root 3 is equal to, we suppose that as a root x plus root y. So root x means what? Root 4 plus root 3, that is equal to 2 plus root 3. 2 plus root 3. So this is how to find out the square root of the given surd. Okay. Now let us see the square root of a trinomial quadratic surd. Square root of trinomial quadratic surd. So if you take a trinomial quadratic surd, that is of a plus of root b plus root c plus root d, where a is a rational number, and root b, root c, root d are surds. Then square root of a plus of root b plus root c plus root d is in the form of under root x plus under root y plus under root z. Okay. Now how we are going to find out the x and y, x, y, z values? So here to find out this x, y, z values, you need to know that you need to understand one more important concept, that is here what we need to do to find out x, y, z values. On finding out x and y, x, y, z values, you are going to find out the square root of this number. So for this, what we have to do, we need to do the squaring on the both sides. Then you have to apply a plus b plus c the whole square formula. Then on comparing rational coefficients, you are going to get x, y, z values. So by that you are going to get x, y, z values. If not, you may get a x value directly by using this formula, that is of 1 by 2 and under root of b into d by c, and y will be obtained by 1 by 2 into under root of b into c by d, and z value will be obtained by 1 by 2 of under root of b into c by 2. So these are the formulas. By using these formulas, we can find out the cubic square root of a trinomial quadratic surd very easily. So let us take one important formula, or let us see the one example on based on this. Then of course we will close this section. That is of find the square root of 10 plus root 24 plus root 60 plus root 40. So here it is in the form of a plus root b plus root c plus root d. So this will be the square root of this will be in the form of 24, root 60 plus root 40 is in the form of root x plus root y plus root z. Then how we are going to get x value? X is equal to 1 by 2 of under root of b into d by c, under root of b into c by d. Here what is a value beta? A value is 10, b value is 24, c value is 60 and d value is 40. I am substituting these values. 1 by 2 of under root of b is 24 into 40 by 6. So 0 0 get cancelled. 6 ones 6 4. So you are going to get 1 by 2 of root 16, that is equal to 4. 1 by 2 of 4, that gives you 2. That means you got x value as a 2. Now let us see the y value. Y is equal to 1 by 2 of under root of b into c by d. B into c by d. That means under root of b means 24, c means 60 by d value is 40. 0 0 get cancelled. 6. That means 1 by 2 into root 6 under root 6 into 6, that is of 1 by 2 into 6, that is of 2 1s 2 3. You are going to get a y value as a 3 and z value is of 10 by using this formula under root of 1 by 2 into under root of c into d by d. Then this we can represent 1 by 2 into c is 60, d is 40 by b is 24. Okay, now 6 4 the 24, 6 10 the 4 1 the 4 10 the. That means 1 by 2 into under root of 10 into 10, which is equal to 1 by 2 into 10. You are going to get as an 5. So you got x value as a 2, y value as a 3, z value as a 5. So then square root of 10 plus root 24 plus root 60 plus root 40 is of 10 as a under root x. Under root x means what? Under root 2 plus under root 3 plus under root 5. So this is the square root of given number. Okay, this is how to find out the square root of a trinomial quadratic